Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here at Target Trading Academy. Today's Micros Market Recap. It is Thursday, July 6th, after the close in New York. Not a lot to go off today. There was a move per se in our equities and gold for that matter. We opened a gap down. We had a gap and go, meaning we opened below the range, below the close, and we just kept going down. But they eventually turned that ship around on most of those markets. As far as oil goes, we opened inside that range, had a straight shot up, didn't quite get to the close before the sellers stepped in and took it down. But those buyers finally regained that control around the 70.22 mark and drove it back up, overtaking those highs, making that round trip done and over with. And then they grabbed that close wire there and they closed up even higher. So we are closing net positive in oil. As far as gold goes, it opened a gap down. And like we said, they had that gap and go, and they never really came back for gold. So we are closing net negative. We did have a handful of entries in gold, not too much in oil. And then our equities, as you can see here, the micro ES opened gap down. They also pushed that pedal down on the floor and just drove it down further. And then they finally hit a wall where they couldn't take it any farther. You can see that just the consolidation just kicking in, that fight between those buyers and sellers. And ultimately, the buyers won. You can see it just the range extension started getting bigger and bigger. And then it slowed down. And you can see that's where it brought us here. So we still are finishing net negative from today compared to yesterday's close in the ES. Same with the NASDAQ. Never got back to it, but you can see it's a very similar story to the micro ES. We opened gap down. Unlike the ES, we had a little bit of a run up. They tested those highs twice before the sellers kicked in. So it wasn't as congested, I would say, in the micro NAS as it was in the micro ES. There's more opportunities for entries in the micro NASDAQ, by far more than the micro ES. So that said, we are finishing net negative in the ES and NASDAQ, negative in gold, and positive in oil. So not a whole lot that happened today, but there was most certainly a move, and that was the move from the overnight markets, just driving it down to where we opened a gap down, and then the continuation from the pit opening that just drove it down even further, getting a decent range, but ultimately they gassed themselves out and they couldn't make it back towards their close. Even though they all attempted, they ran out of gas. Not enough participation to really bring it up there, and it was too much of a fight on the way up. If you're interested in learning more information about these levels and the methodology that we teach live in our rooms each and every day that the markets are open, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. You can find us on Facebook or go to our website at targettrading.co. Again, that is targettrading.co. Get in touch with a representative at either one of those locations. They'll gladly show you what we do in our rooms each and every day, and you'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world. We look forward to seeing you there.